Alright guys, welcome back. This is the third part of the pet adoption UI series that we're doing here. I just did a bunch of push-ups and I drank a cup of coffee, so I am stoked to do this video. Might sense a change of energy level between this video and the last one. Alright guys, so if you're following along, we've already done a menu screen and this pet adoption list page. The next step is going to be to create this animal detail screen, we'll call it. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Up until now, I've been just plugging in the adoption screen and the main. Let's go ahead and create a new file. Wow. Come on, you can do it, baby. I believe in you. Okay, so let's call this animal detail screen. Okay, if this thing ever loads, we might be able to get moving here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to create a stateless widget. STL, we'll call it animal detail screen. Cool, don't forget to import, as usual, material. Okay, so let's just plug that in really quick here. Animal detail screen. Should get a black screen, there we go. Okay. Okay, so guys, what do we want to do here? First thing we want to do is we're going to divide this screen in half, just about, and create a container at the top with the background color that is passed in from this page. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to build this page out statically, and then at the end it'll be super easy to pass in this animal object. So let's go ahead and start off with a column. And the first child, I want to make that container. I'm going to put the color. For now, I'm just going to use the primary color. Let's see that. Let's see. Am I having a problem with my editor? Am I just stupid? Okay. Well, okay, so we've got white here, and now this. Because this doesn't have a height, right? So we want to, like I said, I want to divide it into half. So we'll just say half. Let's get the screen height. Same way we got it in the last, same way we got the width in the last video. Media query.of.size .height. Cool. That should be good. Now let's go to our container. Give it a height of the screen height times 1/2. Okay, well, that's simple enough, right? Okay, then as a child, actually I'm gonna, it's kind of a dark color. I'm gonna make this yellow, just so we can get a better view, especially since in this row I'm gonna create those two icons at the top of the screen, the back arrow and the share button. And they're gonna have the color of the primary color, so we don't want that to blend in, so I'll just use yellow. Why not? Main axis alignment. Space between, push that thing way out. Okay. And also, I want to change the colors. Okay, now we've got the color. Let's give this row some padding. Let's go ahead and add the animal picture on top. So that's going to be a stack. So after the container, image, asset, image. I just want to force one in there. Assets, images, loading. Assets, images, / sola png. Woo! Hey, kitty, kitty. Let's see if I can't force that to be. Okay. Cover? Is that the right one? Oh, come on now. Okay. Boxfit.cover, isn't it? Okay, let's take a look at this. Why is this not working? Right, we have the image is stacked on top of this container. And the height is set here. Let's wrap the image in a container, maybe. Can we force the height? It's not exactly what I would want. How about fit width? Well, first of all, let's set the stack alignment. And, oh, come on. Dot center. Instead of doing that, let's actually make this a percentage so that it scales with, there we go. That looks pretty good, right? Maybe a little smaller. Yeah. Let's do the percentage there so that it scales based on the height of the screen, just like everything else. Okay, now we have below, we need to have another, well, let's actually, you know what, let's define the button area at the bottom too. So that's below this stack. Let's make another container. Right, now we need to give this a height. And this can be a fixed height here. Let's say 100. Let's add a color because we won't be able to see it otherwise. Let's just go straight for the jugular here because we know what this is supposed to be. This is the same we used in the last video for the background light opacity here, 0.06 I believe we used. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, a little bit taller, I would say. I don't know if you can hopefully see that. It's pretty faint. 140. 130. Let's call it 130, and then what we're going to do is push another container here. And we're going to make this temporarily. Let's make it red. And we want it to take up the rest of the space. So if we wrap it in an expanded, that should do the trick, I hope. Okay. All right, so let's make that white. All right, we may want to, let's make these bigger. And a little taller, actually, now that I see it again. Let's go back up. Yeah. Even 150, why not? Make it a rounder. 150. Okay, so then here in this container, we want a column. Not even convinced we need to have a container here, but we'll do it anyway. See what it gives us. Column, children, row. Okay, cool. Then we know that this is actually a column, the one with the name. So that's a column. Text, owner. Okay, inside that column, we want the cross-axis alignment to be start. Okay, that pushes that over, right? In between the circle avatar and the column, there should be a sized box with a defined width of, looks pretty small, 8. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? And in order to force this date to be pushed away, we encountered the same problem in the previous video where we needed to use a flexible, and that's going to be this column, I believe. So let's go ahead and make this flexible, and that should expand, I think. No? Well, let's make sure that this is a row, right? And this is all a column. So let's make sure that the column's cross-axis alignment is stretch. See if that does the trick. No, not quite. And how about this row's main axis size is max? We want it to push everything. Space between. Okay, so this row, or maybe the column itself. Yes, the column itself, because you see the padding on the side of the photo and this text, as well as this, is the same. So the column itself will get the padding. And as of now, I'm just going to do symmetric, and I'm going to deal with the horizontal. Okay. Little by little, we will win this war, you guys. More than that, though, let's do 22. Okay, so now we're really bringing that in there. So one way that I might try to solve this issue with the spacing here is to make a row within a row. Let's see if that makes sense. So a row with the circle avatar, the sized box, and the flexible. That might cause an issue, but we'll see. With the flexible, that might see that causing a problem. Yeah. Let's get rid of the flexible. There we go. You know, now that I think of it, actually, this date is in a row with the name. The alignment there is actually different from what I saw. So, okay. So actually, let's go ahead and rethink that. So the date is in a row with the name. No, this is complicated now, huh? Let's go back and before I created this row within a row idea. So this could be a row. Nope. Wrap with a row. And we're going to put the date inside. Okay. Hang with me, guys. I know this is actually getting a little bit complicated. So this main axis alignment. So this row that I've just newly created is just these two items, and I want to push them apart. So this is going to be main axis space between. Okay. All right, so that wasn't actually as painful as it could have been. Okay, so let's put some spacing. Okay, let's get the font first. So for the name, and okay, that's plenty good enough for me. Okay, so in this, now we have, be careful now, we've got like row inside a row, column inside of a column. This is the column that we're interested in that defines this space. So find this bracket here, right before the end. Now we're going to make a text. There should be some space between this description. Let's say 20 and see what it looks like. Okay, okay. And then we want to push this to the bottom, right? We want to push it towards this container. So again, being careful about which column we choose. This one. So main axis, we're going to do end. Main alignment, end. Okay, so that's down there. We definitely need some bottom padding, though. So this has got horizontal padding. Let's go ahead and add the vertical then. May as well do 22. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. It's not bad. That is taking care of the description. Now let's make the button area. That is this container. So, container child. I guess it'll be a row, right? Row, children, and I'm going to use material because, again, as I said in previously, the material has that built-in elevation property readily accessible. You don't have to mess around with anything. You can define the color as well. So let's just go ahead and get that primary color. Then a child, which is an icon, at least for the first one. And let's say font awesome icons dot heart. Are there multiple? Heart, heartbeat, solid heart. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. So it should be white, the icon. Start with the easy things. Okay, it's white. Definitely needs some padding, right? Oh. The padding around here. Okay. More than 8. 20. That looks okay for now. Let's round the corners. Border, radius. Looking for circular. There it is. It's not bad, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna copy it. I'm gonna make 2 of them, and then we can edit it for the adoption button. All right, and then in the row, actually, I want the adoption button based on the width of the screen to be able to expand. Let's see if I can make that flexible. Well, we'll see in a sec. Icon, let's replace this with a text. No, that's actually, it's about right. And what we want to do here is I think I want to separate these guys. Yes, okay. And padding. Symmetric, I'm just going to deal with the horizontal. Right, okay, but more than that. 18. Actually, we would like to match the line, I'm not sure about her design. Yeah, I think so. Ideally, yes, we want to have the same, I think it's 20. It's either 20 or 22. 22? Sounds right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The problem is I want this guy to expand. There we go. Okay. Not quite there, but we're getting there. And then the text align here. Okay, so that looks pretty good, I must say, right? Next thing that we want to do here is we're going to well, we have to push this to the top too. I kind of let that fall by the wayside. But also we're going to like stack a container here. So let's work on the stack first. So now, right before we close that stack, we can make a container. And let's just say color. Now let's go right into the decoration and then we'll define the color. Wow. Well, that's predictable because we didn't define a height, did we? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And then the alignment of the stack can be defined as the center of the screen. Center. Okay, it's not bad. Is there padding inside here? Nope. So then what we could do is define padding. Just click that. Okay. And again, this will be the horizontal. We want it to match to S22. So if I was creating this app for production or more serious, I would definitely save this padding into a variable and just be using it as a constant, right? We don't want to be messing around having to change this in a bunch of different places. It's not the ideal. Now, so we're getting close to the cat here. Might think about either pushing the cat up, shrinking its size a little bit. I'm going to increase this space here because it should be closer to that. So let's go ahead and find where is that. And now this is going to be, let's just find the my job requires me. Here we go. So that padding. Vertical. Yeah, let's make it 30. Okay. And, I think we'll worry about the cat and these icons here in just a bit. But first, let's finish this. So this needs to be white. Okay, and then, the information here is actually quite similar to what we had in our previous screen. So it might be smart to just take that and modify that. So I'm going to go back into our adoption screen. So this column, yeah, it's this column. So I'm going to go ahead and just take everything from this column and copy. And that's going to be the child of this container. Of course, we're going to get a bunch of errors because the animal is not defined, right? So anywhere that animal is referenced is going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and do what needs to be done and add the dependency. That's going to be whenever the screen is navigated to, it's going to add the animal, right? So let's go ahead and say final animal, hit enter so it adds the package import. And eventually that's going to be passed in, but just for our purposes, I'm going to just copy one of the animals. Where are we here? Okay, so now if I hit save, all right, you see that was worth it, right? Because now we've already almost got everything that we need. So it was worth the trouble of going and just finding it in the last file, so we don't have to do the work 2 times over. Okay, so now where is that animal? Difference here is that the years is in a row with the scientific name. So let's find the scientific name is a row. How old the animal is. That's going to be unnecessary. I'll put that here. Okay. And instead of the distance, we have an address. So I'm just going to say address. Okay. And then let's push the years apart, the age and the scientific name apart by putting space between. Okay, cool. And then I want to see if we can use the inner padding. Okay, so we are losing this because there's no elevation. So that could be remedied, I think, if we just put a material and give some elevation to this. Ah, okay. But as a result, we do lose the borders. So we have to do the border radius here. Okay. All right, so that's looking all right. The elevation's a little less than 8 though, looks like. But we get the picture. Yeah, it looks pretty good, right? All right, so the only thing left now is to solve why do we have these things here not pushed to the top. And in order to do that, let's go ahead and open up for the first time our Flutter inspector. See if that gives us any ideas as to what's going on. So this is a row with the kitten stacked on top. And this is a container. Let's see if that helps with anything. Here it is, the yellow. Oh, we can actually change this now, right? To animal dot background color. Perfect. That's great. Let's just wrap this in a column and say main axis alignment start. Ah, okay. So now it's off the screen. So I will add vertical padding and say 40, maybe 50, maybe 60. All right, cool. All right, guys, I'm not going to nitpick on the fact that we have a 2.0 here or the font size. You can see we've pretty much got here, and this video has been long enough. So again, thanks you guys for staying with me through this series. I think we're gonna do one more video and we're gonna connect it all together, right? We're gonna do some animating to show that menu that we started way back when. So thanks again, guys. Do hit like or share. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. I'm gonna keep pumping this stuff out, and hopefully, you know, I don't know if these videos are too long, but I think really going through the process is what's really gonna help you guys and help me, to be honest, to be an even better Flutter programmer. So I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys. Bye.